You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you here. Why do you look at me like this?
I didn't.
We're just saying hello to the people.
I didn't look at you at all.
You did.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't.
This is Eric and Angel reminding you that small business is big business, and your business is... Stop it.
You might have a little something in your teeth.
I don't have something in my teeth. I haven't eaten anything today to get in my teeth.
All right, well then it's from yesterday.
No, it is not. So gross.
You don't believe me? You don't believe me? You think that I would tell you you have something in your teeth and it's not really true? Why would I do that to you?
To get me to check, to double second guess myself.
You think that's my goal? Is to get you to second guess yourself?
Yes.
What advantage would I have? What benefit is there for me to do that?
It would make you laugh because you made me...
It made you giggle?
Do something like the dog would do, you know? You look at the dog long enough and pretty soon he's going to cock his head. Yeah, you do that. Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what? There's a new beer out. A new brew.
Isn't there always?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the season. Let me guess. It's spring clover.
No, it is not spring clover.
Because, in the fall they come out with all those harvesty pumpkin things.
Healthy, lovely, lively things. No, this one's not quite so alive. Or full-bodied, I guess, is the right term for beer. Do you watch The Walking Dead?
I do not.
No?
No, except
for... Actually,
I can't say completely that that's not true. I've never actually seen it.
You can't say that it's not true or that it's true.
Anyways, I've never seen it. I can say that.
All right.
However, when I go get my lashes done and my eyes are closed, they have The Walking Dead series on in the lash lounge.
In the lounge.
Yeah, in the lash lounge.
Gotcha.
They're big fans.
So you've been exposed to The Walking Dead, but you haven't watched it.
Right.
Got it. Well, the zombie apocalypse is happening, and it's a very real thing. There's a Walking Dead beer.
A Walking Dead beer?
Right. Now, you know that The Walking Dead is a television show.
Okay.
And zombies have made this huge classical comeback, right?
Are they just giving it a label? Or like, what would Walking Dead... I mean, if we're talking about
I'm so glad you asked.
Brains and zombies and apocalypse, like, what would have to be in the beer to make it a Walking Dead beer? Or when you drink it, do you kind of get zombie-ish? What's the alcohol content of that?
I don't know the alcohol content, but I can tell you what's in it.
All right, what's in it?
Malted wheat.
Oh, yay.
Oats.
All right, woohoo.
Flaked barley.
Yeah, this makes it Walking Dead beer.
You're going to love this. Cranberry.
Cranberry. Oh, so that makes it kind of red or bloody looking.
Right.
All right, I'll go with that.
And smoked goat brains.
Excuse me?
Yep, beer made with brains.
Excuse me?
It's in the news. Yes. This Dock Street Walker is made with wheat, oats, flaked barley, cranberry, and smoked goat brains. Yes, you heard me right. Don't adjust your commercial. Smoked goat brains for beer.
Well, no. Think about this. I mean,
it's got subtle smoke notes.
Do you think that if you drink brains, you could get smarter?
I don't know.
I mean, you got a little more brain cells.
What is?
I don't know. I mean, it's goat brains.
Goat brains.
So I don't know. I don't know that those are the kind of brain cells you're looking for is goat brains. But
goat cheese.
If you're drinking brain,
I
mean, we only use a small percentage of our brain anyway.
Right. So you could be as smart as a goat.
Well, yeah. See, that's the goat.
Right.
That kind of messes with that.
In other parts of the country, you know what's coming out next? In the deep jungle, there's going to be monkey brain beer.
Isn't there already?
I don't know.
It's not really goat brains, is it?
It really is.
No, they're just saying that.
Nope.
They're just saying that.
No, listen to me.
Smoked goat brains.
Goat brains. Walking Dead beer by Dock Street Walker.
I suggest you run out, Eric, purchase some, and report back. You wouldn't drink the goat brains? Really?
No.
I paid attention to some of the other stuff, because you smoke some
it's time
cigars
for a commercial
and all
break.
That, and you'll put other stuff, like that's okay, but Yeah, smoke goat brains, no? That you draw the line. Mr. Foodie, Mr. Belly, the beast we feed.
We don't feed it brains.
Does not do brains.
No.
Good to know.
Right.
Good to know. Walking Dead beer.
Absolutely.
I like the idea of cranberry, though, in it.
Right?
Not the other stuff.
No. Mandy says, big business indeed. Thanks
all right. So I've got my camera on reverse so you can look at it because you really do have something in your teeth.
I'm not buying it. No. You almost got me to do it. No, I do not. Folks. Do I know?
Right here. Yeah, right here.
Stop it.
Yeah, seriously.
We have to take a commercial break.
And if you didn't eat anything today, it's been there a while.
There's a business show coming up next on the Experience Pros Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out at weisbarddental.com. WEISBARD dental.com.
I'm Dr. Lee Weisbard, and I can make you smile.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. 303-414-2388. Call today.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Random online searching is one way to find a good company, but an even better way is to choose the companies that are listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. This elite list of companies have one thing in common. They offer extreme customer service. Their customers are bragging about them, and that's what sets them apart. Trust the companies listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory to take care of you. Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. experiencepros.com/directory.
Are you a business owner looking for maximum exposure? Open House with Styles' next mini trade show is Thursday, March 27th at the Denver Post Events venue downtown. Sign up today at openhousewithstyle.com, where the magic happens.
Dave Ramsey here. Now you too can experience financial peace. Learn how weekdays at noon right here on 560 AM KLZ.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us. From goat brains to business talk, you know that's what we do around here because we like to change channels quickly.
Well, we know that a lot of our listeners have short attention spans.
Right.
They can't listen to the Experience Pros radio show necessarily for 2 full hours.
What's the matter with them?
They can catch it, though, in short increments.
I don't even listen to the show in 2 hours.
Between sales calls.
You're talking?
Stuff. Do you ever find, though, that it's hard to keep the attention of the people you work with? We're going to talk with Deborah Troeger about the symptoms in dealing with ADD and ADHD in the workplace. Deborah, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Hello there. Thank you for having me.
Deborah, very nice to talk with you. I want to talk about this in the workplace, but let's lay down a baseline. When we were kids, we rolled around without seatbelts in the back of the station wagon. Nobody ever had ADHD. We got to go out and play because we were hyperactive. I mean, right? What is it? Is it really a thing?
Well, yes and no. My thought is that there are a lot of things that people struggle with in order to be able to pay attention and concentrate and focus. But I think a lot of these things are symptoms because of our culture, our society. So the processed foods, the lack of being able to exercise, kids not being able to get enough exercise during the day, watching too much TV, too many video games, and so it has become an epidemic.
All right.
And I think that we see that, and it, whether or not it truly is the true diagnosis, or if we really are just trying to deal with way too much that's coming at us, which is, we always think of, those olden days, when we were growing up, our stimulation was we got sent outside, and now it is a little different. Even as adults, we're constantly being stimulated with our computer screens and our phones, and so when we talk about ADD and ADHD in the workplace, is this something that employers are really having a struggle with?
Well, I believe so. I mean, there's a lot of adults who kind of, grew up in the age when we grew up, and it wasn't ever diagnosed, it wasn't dealt with, but it still impacts people. And so what it looks like in adults is perhaps substance abuse, chronic lateness, procrastination, being forgetful, poor organization, losing things, putting off things that require focus for a duration, for a period of time, those kinds of things.
So, Deborah, 25 years ago, I was the director of a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center, and we never had much success. And back then, in those days, ADD and ADHD was just kind of a newer thing. I mean, it was just kind of coming onto the mainstream, if you will. And I never had a whole lot of success. Is there any success? Is it curable? Are we making strides to focus, or do we just have to maintain stimulation?
Well, there are strides. There are different treatments available. And I think the problem with people who have drug addictions and those kinds of things, they have problems with focus and concentration, and they turn to the drugs to kind of self-medicate. And so what those drugs provide for them is a change in their brain regulation that helps them to really focus and concentrate to some degree. And so that's what we find kids and children who have been put on Ritalin, as they grow up, they don't really want to take the medication, so they resort to other things such as, either tobacco or alcohol.
We're swapping one issue for another.
Yeah, to some degree. But like I said, there are some other alternatives. First of all, we have to kind of figure out, not maybe never necessarily first of all, but in addition to the treatment, we have to look at diet, we have to look at exercise, we have to look at things that maybe cause the dysregulation to begin with. Otherwise, we're just kind of, continuing to throw gasoline on a fire that's already burning.
All right. So what are some things that we can do if there are people around us that are just struggling with this?
Well, there is treatment called neurofeedback. I provide that in my office. It's called brain core therapy, and what it does is it helps re-regulate the brain waves so that person can focus and concentrate. So it's kind of like weightlifting for the brain. So it helps the brain to re-regulate itself. And the brain's very powerful, and if we give it the tools and the proper opportunity, it can re-regulate itself without the medications. It's been around for 50 years, and there's lots of documentation over 30 years of articles and research that validate the effectiveness of neurofeedback for ADD and ADHD. And along with that, we want to look at nutrition. There's a lot of all the processed foods that we deal with. They're just kind of rampant, and they really don't help is to be able to focus, concentrate. I have kids who come in my office, and so I say, okay, well, what, did you eat yesterday? And they go, well, I said, what did you have for breakfast yesterday? Nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. What did you have for lunch? Well, I had Roman noodles and sun chips. I'm like, okay, so basically sugar. Your body just turned that into sugar. So and then what do you have for dinner? Oh, chicken noodle soup and maybe some crackers. Okay, so we've got kids who are, first of all, not eating anything in the morning most of the time to give them energy and fuel for their brain. And then at lunchtime, they're giving it a big dose of sugar, which causes this spike, in hyperactivity, and then they have this big crash in the afternoon. So, you just can't focus and concentrate if you're not giving your body, your brain, something to work with.
I was going to say, now, Deborah, you just described...
that's our diet.
Our diet, too. Yeah.
Well, how's that working for you?
We need your contact information ASAP.
Okay.
Please, go ahead. Tell us where we can find more information from you.
I have an office in the tech center, and I have my phone number is 720-352-2313, and I have a website. It's DeborahTroeger.com, and it's Deborah spelled Deborah, and Troeger is Troeger.com, or you can go to braincoretherapy.com and get some more information specifically on neurofeedback as well. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Well, and then I'm also operating out of an office now in Parker, that's just off Main Street. So I have 2 locations to make it more convenient for people to come and see me.
I love that. Well, you are our kind of people, really, and we have a little fun on this show. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but the reality is that people need to have people like you who are willing to help get our brain core function back on track, right?
Yes, definitely. It's very important, and it just drives everything. So.
Absolutely. Deborah Troeger, contact her at 720-352-2313. Again, 720-352-2313. Deborah, we appreciate you being on the show with us today.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And folks, you don't want to go anywhere, because when we come back, more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Hi, this is Angel, and ladies, I want to let you in on my newest fashion secret. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella Studio since July, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara, and all of the compliments. Get yours today. Call Carabella Studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. Ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. Carabella Studios, 303-909-9585.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
You make all kinds of plans for your business, but have you planned for the event that you may need long-term care? Did you know that you can have long-term care insurance that offers you tax advantages and a guaranteed rate of return? Walt Wilson is a licensed agent working in the financial services segment of the insurance industry, and he's a pro when it comes to long-term care. It only takes a moment to register for the next free webinar that could literally change your financial outlook. Visit privatepensiondesign.com today and click the LTC webinar tab.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
I want to know where to go to educate myself on Medicare options.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
Very difficult because there's so much information out there that's very bad. I would go to a good health insurance broker. Now, an insurance broker doesn't sell for just one company. They sell for multiple companies. Most of the insurance brokers in the health insurance field also are in the Medicare options business or could lead you to good, solid information on that.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Head underwater, and you tell me to breathe easy for.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America, and probably the most inspiring hour or two of your day. Tomorrow is a very busy day.
Oh my gosh, it is a very busy day, and always encourage our listeners, if you want to stay in touch with what our members are doing, members of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, go to meetup.com/experiencepros, click on the calendar tab, and it lists it all in a month-at-a-glance style for you. Of course, we're going to start out our morning over at Printing Done Quickly, doing our live broadcast to celebrate their 1-year anniversary.
How exciting for them.
What a great milestone for our business. Think about that first year and all the things that you did to make sure that you were getting new customers, that you were growing, and everything is so exciting. So thrilled that they're celebrating that. And I think that as business owners, it's important for us to take the time to celebrate these milestones and in a way that brings our customers together. And that's what they're doing tomorrow at Printing Done Quickly all day long, a big event, open house. They're having an open house cocktail networking event in the afternoon. Please come on by. They're at 44 West Springer Drive over in Highlands Ranch. We'd love to have you come in for the live broadcast and hang out with us. And then stay or come back later on in the afternoon for some incredible networking with the community. But come and go all day long. They would love to have you. On the other side of town,
in Denver,
at the Denver Post building on Colfax, Open House with Style is having a major event. They call it a mini trade show with maximum exposure, but this is a pretty maximum event that they're doing. Penny has over 70 vendors that will be there connecting and networking and meeting and greeting. She's got some great sponsors of the event. The Experience Pros Radio Show will be there. And it's tomorrow from 4 until 7 p.m., 4 to 7, the Denver Post building at 101 West Colfax in Denver.
You know, most people who listen to this show have one way or another, they have experience with networking. They have to meet people in order to expand their business visibility. If that's the case, then this is the show for you. You need to come down and check it out. Open House with Style from 4 to 7 p.m. It is going to be so much fun. I mean, look who's going to be there. Solar City's going to be there. Iron Tribe Fitness is going to be there. Garvin's Sewer Services is going to be there. You think, well, I don't need those. When you need them, who do you need? You need them now, right? You need to make sure that you meet these folks.
I think a lot of things that come out of participating and showing up at events like these is you're building your network. You're building that sphere of influence of people that are in your go-to list. So when somebody asks you, I always like when people come to me and ask me for a referral. Angel, do you know a landscaper? Absolutely. Angel, do you know a plumber? Absolutely. Angel, do you know a business coach? Absolutely. And even though I don't do all of those things, they're still thinking of me. And so the more connected you are in the community, the more involved, the more present you are, the more likely that you're going to be top of mind and get that word of mouth referral.
Is Carrie Conley going to be there?
Infinite Nation.
Nation.
She is actually the official business coach for Open House with Style.
That girl is on fire, absolutely. And Jeff Fernandez with Encore Events and Entertainment.
Oh my gosh, I love hanging out with Jeff. He has so much fun. He's got a song for everything.
And not only that, but he can make you look great in front of your clients. I mean, I'm excited about everything tomorrow. The open house over at Dennis's place. And then the open house with style over it. That doesn't mean that Dennis doesn't have style.
I know. I
think he's got style.
He's got style, but Penny has the most style.
Right.
When it comes to putting together vendor events.
Penny has the domain. openhousewithstyle.com. Right.
I love that. And you can, so check her out online, openhousewithstyle.com. Plan to come on down to the Denver Post building tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. and hang out with us, and come by earlier in the day, anytime during the day. Printing done quickly. Dennis and his entire team have pulled out all the stops. They are ready to entertain you.
Let's talk a little bit about social media.
All right, let's.
Time or money?
What?
Do you invest time or money in your social media activities?
More time than money.
But the answer is yes, right?
Yes.
Because it is either one or the other or both.
Or both.
Right? Or
put your hands together.
Or I guess you could say
neither.
Neither, but if you say neither, neither or neither.
Neither. Well, I guess it's I think sometimes I say neither.
Which
but
side of the creek you're from?
In this instance, I think it's neither.
Neither. Okay. So if you say neither, you got a problem because your audience is on social media.
Oh, good. I'm glad that, because you're like, you've got a problem because you said neither.
No.
Not that you said neither.
No. I will never make fun of your assent.
Did you say neither?
I asked if it was neither or neither.
Well, that's this. No, but
I just asked. I didn't say. I just asked.
So, isn't that funny? We get hung up on, like, we're having this great conversation, these little things. We're like, squirrel.
Right. So let's go back to the point, time or money. If you are in business and you're not on social media, you got a problem. You need to fix that right away. Either call somebody, either or either.
Oh, stop it.
I'm just asking.
Stop it.
I'm just asking. All right, so
which conversation are we having? Can I say here's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to either, neither.
I was trying to tell about
here's
social
something
media.
On social media that we just need to I just think that we just have to have a little grace about.
All right.
And that is grammar.
Oh.
I get it that some people are misspelling words or using words incorrectly, or maybe there's some autofill going on, or that we're looking at little screens and we're typing with our thumbs. Like overlook it.
Right.
Just overlook it.
Your, please.
Don't correct somebody. Right. Don't call them out in public and correct them in the comments below, because they don't look like the idiot. You do.
Okay, so we got that established, and now you're not going to correct the grammar of people who may be fat-fingered or auto-corrected in the wrong direction.
It's okay. Just like they know how to spell. We're smart people. It's social media. Just give us some grace.
So here's my point with time or money. The reality is, if you're doing it all yourself, you are spending time. And the follow-up reality is your time has a value. It has a dollar amount. Now, if you're a social, if you're an entrepreneur,
I figured out my rate per hour.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's like $2.14.
You're making that much?
I know. I think I got a rate.
You're at least twice what I'm making.
No, because you're like at $1.97.
Oh, am I?
Yeah,
okay.
It's not twice.
I got a raise too.
Yeah, so it's worthwhile for you to hang out on social media.
I will hang out with you.
Yeah.
So you think about that, and your time is valuable. And, you get these consultants, right? And of course, a consultant means I didn't go to school for this, but I now have a book knowledge of being able to do this.
I played there, so now I am the expert.
Right. And if that's the case, just a minute.
Uh-oh.
For all you consultants who went to school, please contact Angel.
No, disclaimer.
Please contact Angel.
The comments and opinions of the co-host don't have anything to do with the station here.
No squirrels
and if you've got something,
in the making of this radio show. All right. But you're spending time on this, and your time, if you're going to charge somebody $150 an hour or more, $60 an hour, then you have to equate that to it. Most people don't want to do that. They want to save $1, so they're not going to pay. I say pay the pros. If you
Pay me?
Sure.
We
are the pros.
We are the pros.
Right? Pay us.
What do they pay
I'm not
me for?
helping you with your social media.
I was saying,
I will help you with your social media.
Yeah, I was saying, no, I don't do that.
I will help you with your social media, but I'm not going to do your social media, if that makes sense. But get somebody in there who understands what they're doing. And I guess just this, social media and your participation in social media in your business is not free. It's not. It's time or money, baby.
I think and then we underestimate the value of it because we didn't put anything in it. But don't you think it's hysterical how many people want that ROI from something they had no investment in? I want a return on my investment. How much did you invest? Nothing.
Right. Yep. You can get 100% return on that.
What's your problem?
Either way. I mean, either.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C² Computer Consulting. C² is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C² at 303-933-1113.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experienced Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory. Online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event, ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Tell your staff to tune in daily to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Business training and inspiration from national experts are here for you every day on the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Start your week off by learning a great new business skill. Tune in midweek to boost your positive attitude and be sure to always end your week with Fan Dragon Friday. The Experienced Pros Radio Show is here for you every day, changing the way people treat people in business. Join the revolution and tune in to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Weekday business training designed to inspire you to get your business right.
Are you a business owner looking for maximum exposure? Open House with Styles, next mini trade show is Thursday, March 27th at the Denver Post Events venue downtown. Sign up today at openhousewithstyle.com, where the magic happens.
Business owners, I'm Dave Ramsey, and I want you to listen to the most positive small business talk show in America, The Experienced Pros, with my friends Angel and Eric, mornings at 10 right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on The Source, KLZ 560.
Every business has its own unique set of challenges, and yours is no different. The Experienced Pros are your collaborative partners as they present solutions to common issues in business. And now, it's time for Up and Over from Down Under, featuring serial entrepreneur Michael Russo.
Leave us know and mention love.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Let's take you all the way around the world to Adelaide, Australia.
Michael D. Russo, welcome.
Hello. No planes crashed in your backyard, I hope?
No. Did somebody... What? Did something...
Oh, shit. Charlie was just telling me that your media is all plastered with the disappearing plane. I thought, gee, you're getting more coverage than we are.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, you know, at one point it played for 24 hours, and it was the only thing on some of the news channels.
Michael, we can track a cell phone to within 3 feet in the entire world.
Can't find a plane.
I can't find a plane. It's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and I imagine there were bunches of cell phones on that plane, so...
Could have been.
Yeah.
Hey, do us a favor, Michael. Tell us what we're talking about today.
Well, funny you're talking about, cell phone tracking. We're talking about technology today. I had a conversation recently with, every week I talk to business owners, and sometimes it's about marketing, sometimes it's about improving productivity, sometimes people just want to vent, so they ring me up and yell, and then at the end, I'm supposed to provide a solution. Sometimes I have conversations like that. And this week, we were talking to somebody about trying to improve their results in their business by simply being better able to manage what they do. Now, as entrepreneurs, we tend to pick things up, we tend to run with them. We're not always the most organised people in the world, even though we tend to be the ones that get things done. We sometimes need a tail of people behind us to pick up the pieces and make sure that we're all put in the right order. It tends to be how most entrepreneurs work and think. Would that be an accurate estimation?
As always, you're right on the mark.
Absolutely. And if we're going to talk about technology, I think we should slow it down just a little bit because one of us may need help.
Eric needs a lot of help.
All right, so let's talk about...
Okay, Michael, go ahead.
So we're talking about business apps, using things like Android phones, iPhones, things of that nature. So today we're going to look at 5 apps that you can use in your business that will help with marketing, help with productivity, all designed to give you a little bit of extra time, because in your business you should be spending most of your time in marketing, generating new clients, systemizing your business. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday and they were trying to pitch me on a new idea. They want me to do some coaching for their organization and talk to some of their clients. And I said, okay, well, this is all good. This is great. I can see we can make some money out of this. Tell me, where's the passive income? Where's the residual? From what I can see, if I do this, I'll be doing this every day. You want me to do this on a regular basis. There's no long-term income for me. Oh, no, we just want you to work and be our lackey. That's not how you want to be in business. You want to go out there and you want to make sure that whatever you do, you set up it, you systemize it so that you have some long-term residuals out of it, develop your business into a point where you can license it. That's what you should be doing. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, tools that can help you sort of head down that track, if that makes any sense. So what are we talking about? First off the bat, we're looking at a product called Hootsuite. Now, I may have mentioned this before, but Hootsuite is basically an app designed to help you manage your social media mess, for want of a better word. First thing I would do with Hootsuite. Hootsuite is basically an app that allows you to plan when you're going to post and what you're going to post, that you can post date things, so you can sort of put things in for a date. So we're going to schedule a post at this time and all those sorts of different things.
And Michael, I should say that you, while you're scheduling your posts, you certainly can do this across different platforms. It deals with Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and others, right?
Correct. But here's the big tip, okay? Whenever you're looking at using a software like this, and it says, we want to plan our posts, what you want to be doing is making sure that your posts are scheduled. So, for example, let's say you do a post every day like we do. You want to schedule those posts for the time that people are on that social media platform. So you do a bit of research. It says, on average, blah, 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 all these stats, people visit Facebook at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever the figure is. That's when you want to be putting your posts, at the time or just before the time that people are going to be on that network. Make sense?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to have Angel schedule those right away.
Okay, next app is called Card Munch. Card Munch is basically you're at a seminar, a workshop, networking event. You bump into somebody on the street, a client or potential client, and you do the whole business card trade thing. If you're anything like me, you come back from an event, you got a card full of or pocket full of business cards. Not all of them make it home sometimes. So what you do with this app, you can actually snap it right there and then. It takes all the information, uploads it direct to your LinkedIn profile, so you've got a record of the contacts, but you can also see what their profile is, so you get more detailed information about them immediately, and it means you don't have to worry about carrying physical little cards anymore. So anyway, great app for that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Next one is something called Track Maven. Now, this is a brilliant app if you're in the headspace of marketing. So this app allows you to actually track what sort of marketing your competition is doing and when. I love this. This is brilliant, right? This is like ninja marketing tactics. This will tell you how many times your competition has been mentioned in the media, what sort of tweets they've sent out, which tweets have been shared the most, all that sort of stuff. And this is great. They talk about you go through college, plagiarism is against the rules, right? Don't copy anybody. It's all going to be on your work, blah, 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 blah. As soon as you get out into the real world, the first thing they do is find out what the competition is doing. We're going to copy everything they're doing that's working.
Isn't that the truth?
Crazy idea. So this app allows you to effectively copy and paste marketing campaigns, maybe press releases or tweets, posts on social media that other companies are doing in your market that are getting good results for. You can copy and paste a similar formula. Great for finding out what's doing it without spending heaps of time collecting the data. What are we looking at? EcoSign. Okay, EcoSign is basically an app that allows you to get electronic signatures that are legally binding and to do it on the go. So if you're in the business where you have to get documents signed and you're trying to close a deal with clients, this is great because you can do it straight away, get the document signed immediately, even if you don't have paperwork ready. You have all the paperwork pre-done electronically and get them to sign electronically, move on with life. Terrific app. And finally, the last app for today is an app called Skitch, S-K-I-T-C-H. And what this allows you to do is actually create a mock-up of what you're trying to show your client. So let's say, for example, you're in a situation you're trying to demonstrate something to your client. And if you're like me, you're not very good at drawing or anything like that. So you want to visually, quickly represent what it is you're trying to show. Let's say you're in the business of, design or graphic art, or you're, trying to put together a business plan for someone or something. I don't know, anything where you're trying to demonstrate something to another person. You can very quickly jump on this app, put a few little boxes together, drop a few different colors on the page, and give them a basic, 2-minute presentation of what it is you think we could do for them, and have them visually have a look at it and maybe make suggestions straight away, that sort of thing. It's also great if you're trying to build a website or you're trying to design something or prepare something. You need to get a point across to, perhaps a team you've got you're outsourcing overseas, and sometimes there's language communication issues. This makes sure your message gets across. What you do is you prepare this, and then you record it with a screen capture software like Snagit or something like that, and do a commentary over the top, send it off to your web designers, and very hard for them to get it wrong once you've done that.
I love all these tools and apps that are available, Michael.
You just got to make sure you use the right ones. I mean, there's no point having technology for technology's sake. It'll drive you mad. If you're using something in your business and it's working, keep using it. If it's not, throw it out.
I love it, and I know that most of our listeners know that they can. This was a lot of information, a lot of great apps put in there, and so if you missed any of them, their PDF is available on our Experience Pros website. Just click on Michael Russo's picture when you get to experiencepros.com, and you'll get to all his PDFs.
Michael, what's our top 3 tips?
Okay, top 3 tips for today. Number 1, make sure you use apps in your business that improve your productivity. You should be allowing more time for marketing. Top tip number 2, look for apps that may be specific for your industry, particularly in the building trade. There's a whole host of apps you can get in the building trade that will make you more productive while you're on the road. And top tip number 3, technology should make your job easier. If it doesn't, or it wastes your time, move on with life. Find something else.
Isn't it funny you have to say that? It should make your life easier. It shouldn't cause more stress. It shouldn't cause more time and take away what you were already doing. It's there to improve our lives, to help us get through it faster and easier, because we can usually do it on the go. But there's a reason we have to say that. So often we just do it for the sake and say we have it, and yet it's more confusing to us. And so do the right things for your business that just make sense to you. Lots of great tips. I took some notes on a couple of those that I'm going to download for myself, Michael, and I just love that you're always thinking ahead of how to make it easier for us to succeed in business. Michael's here on the radio show with us every single week. He gets up in the middle of the night. It's in the middle of the night in Adelaide, Australia.
Tomorrow.
And shares his unfair marketing advantage tips with us. And again, encourage you to download the PDF that you find on our website, because it's just easier for sometimes, you can't always take notes really fast, but you want to go back and research and see all the different PDFs that he has. You can almost make a little Michael D. Russo ebook from all of that stuff, gosh. Michael. We appreciate you so much.
Sorry, I missed all that. I was scheduling some posts on Hootsuite. But no, thanks. It was great.
I love it when you say schedule. So we're going to schedule you again, but give some contact information if you will, please.
No worries. If you want to get in contact with me, simply go to Experience Pro's website. Check the PDF downloads, and there's my email address on the bottom of every single one of the forms. You can get in contact with me directly, have a chat, and we can go through and help you.
Fantastic. Michael Russo, thank you. We appreciate you.
Keep smiling. Bye.
All right, there's Michael Russo. You're right, absolutely, Angel. You can go and check out his PDFs, and if you compile them, you can make them into an unfair marketing advantage book. And that's my gift to Michael, because I think he should sell that. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk and life lessons coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Testosterone therapy. We've all heard about the benefits, but which method is safe? Hi, this is Dan Denai, Chief Operating Officer with BioT Medical. At BioT, we've developed the safest, most effective way to balance your hormones. Unlike synthetic shots, gels, and creams with many dangerous side effects, bioidentical, natural testosterone pellets are safe and beneficial to the heart, bones, brain, and prostate. Go to biotmedical.com to learn more. That's BIOTE medical.com. BioT, it's the right choice.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame the Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame the Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame the Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame the Art. It matters.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
Life Warrior Coaching is the future of fitness training. It's a health program built around happiness and play. Rather than try to lose weight, let the weight come off naturally through doing things you enjoy. Learn the science of happiness and how to apply it. Learn to play again like when you were a kid, before you were taught that life was serious and exercise was no fun. Try it out now for $29.99. Call today, 303-562-8798, or visit lifewarriorcoaching.com. And remember, be happy and play.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
Do you know what your own personal debt ceiling should be? 0. I'm going to surgically remove the word debt from your vocabulary. Sound like fun? Well, it is. It's called The Dave Ramsey Show. Weekdays at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
You know, it's so inspiring to hear those debt-free screams in the Dave Ramsey Show. When you hear how people have overcome financial difficulties, it makes you realize you're not alone in those struggles and that you can do it too. That's what my show is all about in all aspects of life. Hi, everybody. This is Angie Austin. I invite you to join me on our sister station, 810 KLVZ, for The Good News. It's stories of hurt that have turned into stories of hope, stories of triumph, victory, and overcoming obstacles in your life. Tune in weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. for The Good News with Angie Austin on our sister station, 810 KLVZ.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where we are shaking it up, like literally doing that new diet.
We're doing 2 shakes a day.
2 shakes a day.
It's really not a diet as much as a cleanse.
Salute to your health.
Detoxing. Transform 30, our friend Carolyn Bertard with JP Smart Food. Whatever.
Made it a little thick today, didn't we?
Well, because I didn't have the scoop, so I just guessed. How much do you think is in a scoop?
About 5 pounds.
Yeah, 5 heaping teaspoons is probably too much, huh?
Maybe.
I think so. So it's a little thick. That's all right. Enjoy. 2 shakes a day, and then a well-balanced meal. Not too late in the evening.
Hey, let's talk about being well-balanced.
I think we should talk about being well-balanced, and
let's learn some life lessons.
There are some life lessons I think that we can all learn. I actually found an article from Mark Manson. He's an author, entrepreneur,
and he looks good
and life enthusiast. And he actually interviewed like 600 people in their 40s, because that's so old.
It's a scientific group.
Things that they wished that they knew in their 30s. I want to tell my 30-year-old self this, but and he actually found there was a lot of consistencies in the responses that were relevant to this decade of your life. Now, I'm past my 30s, but I think
you are closer to your 30s than I am.
That's true.
You are way closer to your 30s than I am to my to my 50s.
All right.
Maybe.
Okay, if this isn't about you, but okay. One of the things, the very first thing, and it was the most commented about things, that if we could go back and tell our younger self something that we want us to do that would help us later and just
stop picking your nose,
a little bit more prepared, is to start saving, to save more.
Or saving more.
Or save more.
Right. That's what that was my second choice.
Somebody had said, I spent my 20s recklessly, but your 30s should be when you make a big financial push. Retirement planning is not something to put off, and make sure that you are putting something away. Get your financial house in order. Dave Ramsey talks about all of that.
Sure.
And so some things they talked about in this one category, it's one of those things that we all wish we would have saved more just earlier. And we want to go back and tell. We had Walt Wilson from Private Pension Design on the show, Private Pension by Design, on the show yesterday, and he was talking about just encouraging our youth to save more. A couple things included in that. We're making it a top priority to pay down your debt. If you are in debt more than 10% of your gross annual salary, and ours is pretty gross, but that's a huge red flag. Quit spending, pay off your debt, and start saving.
Love that.
Also, to keep an emergency fund, because how often does something come in and derail us?
Let me think. Always?
Distract us. And so while it might be an emotional crisis, it doesn't also have to be a financial crisis.
Brilliant.
So if something happens to your car, your water heater, a dental expense, a medical emergency, just having that stash of cash, a little savings, so that you don't have to choose, do I eat this month or do I fix the car?
Right. Yeah, that makes lots of sense.
Stashing away a portion, just a little bit from every paycheck. Come up with a dollar amount that you won't even notice. Like, you can go without. If it's $10, if it's $20, if it's $100, but consistently put a piece of that away out of every single paycheck, and then it doesn't hurt.
Very reasonable. Here's another tip for you. Earlier is better than later when it comes to taking care of your health, right? Many of the people in the survey who, again, are over their 30s, they're past the 30s, go, man, you know what? I should have got healthy sooner. I should have, stayed on top of that health thing. And that includes the food that you take in as well as the exercise that you do. And way more than just eating your veggies. We're talking to cancer survivors, heart attack survivors, stroke survivors, people with diabetes, blood pressure problems, and joint issues and chronic pain. And we all, I don't know about you, I got at least one of those. I got chronic pain.
And you've ignored it.
I have.
You've ignored it.
I should have done that earlier.
You should have done that early. I think another thing that we learn as we get older is we don't have to spend time with people that don't treat us well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there are people that come in our lives and they just make comments and they are who they are. And that's okay. That's them. We don't have to change them, but we don't have to hang out. We don't have to expose ourselves to them. And I think that as you get older and wiser, you recognize that you have options. Like, yes, these might be my coworkers at work, and we always go out afterwards, and we always hang out, or we always work out, and we always do this. You don't have to.
No.
If they don't treat you well,
gently let go of those who are not making your life better.
Don't settle for mediocre friends, a mediocre job, a mediocre love life, or mediocre relationships with your friends.
Stay away from miserable people because they will consume you. They will drain you.
Surround yourself with people that make you a better version of yourself, that bring out your best parts. They love you, accept you, and encourage you.
You know, I chose wisely when you let me come work with you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Be good to the people you care about.
Yes.
Show up, because your presence matters. Those phone calls, those note cards, those thank you notes that you send out, showing up for events, calling on people, visiting, taking time to be present in the moment. You know, we're all very busy. We're all very active. But slowing down and having those conversations and looking in the eye of those people that really matter in your life.
Yep.
Because we just don't know. Our days are numbered.
You're never guaranteed tomorrow. You're never guaranteed tomorrow, both in the relationship as well as in life. You know, just that. So appreciate and express gratitude regularly.
And recognize that you can't have everything.
What?
You're not going to get everything that you want.
But I'm a jack of all trades.
So focus on doing just a few things well, being content in the gifts that you have around you, and just growing where you're planted. I think that we often have a lot of dreams when we're younger, and they're all over the place. And not to dismiss those, that you still can't have those in your 40s, but I think that as you get older, you recognize, I don't need to have it all.
Right.
But what I do have is quality.
In a word, focus. You simply can get more done in life if you focus on one thing and do it really well. Focus more. Doesn't mean you can only limit yourself to one, but, you know, instead of being the jack of all trades and master of none.
And also not being afraid to take risks.
Did you see the word that's in there? Afraid. If fear is your motivator, stop it.
You know, one person said, my biggest regret are exclusively things I did not do. And I think that often our regret isn't things that we did. We actually don't regret making that move or making that decision and going forward with that thing, because there was always a life lesson in there.
Right.
The regret comes from saying, no,
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that. I had the opportunity and I didn't do it.
Continue to grow and develop yourself. Read. Leaders are readers, right? Develop yourself. Make sure that you always put yourself in the mix of things that are valuable to you.
You know, this is all from Mark Manson, author, entrepreneur, and life enthusiast. markmanson.net, and we'll share this on our Facebook wall. He has a few other tips in there, and it doesn't matter where you are in life. Just to take the time and recognize life is good.
Absolutely. Life is fantastic. Don't forget, Open House with Style is coming up tomorrow from 4 to 7 at the Denver Post event venue. More information about that on our Facebook wall. And you know, we're going to be at PDQ, Printing Done Quickly, tomorrow morning as well.
I know, celebrating his 1-year anniversary. They've got a great big banner they put out in front of the building for us, and it just make me feel like a celebrity. Love Printing Done Quickly.
Absolutely. Hey, we got to take a quick commercial break, station ID, and when we come back, another hour of positive business talk. Can you imagine that? Not one, but two every single day. You're listening to Angel and Eric, and on behalf of Charlie, our producer, we want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast, for sharing it with others, and for being our reason why. You are the revolution. Now give somebody a 20-second kiss. That stands for kindness is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KLZ.
Great news for you if you're looking for a job or a new career. Plan on attending the Job News Career Fair coming up on Tuesday, April 8th at the National Western Complex between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Reps from top Denver employers will be there hiring for hundreds of positions. They'll have special transportation and a healthcare pavilion, too, at the career fair. Pre-registration is at jobnewsdenver.com. That's jobnewsdenver.com. You can avoid the long lines by printing out your registration form ahead of time. Just bring it with you to the event. With hundreds of jobs available all throughout the state, now is definitely the time to find not just a job, but a career. The Job News Career Fair, Tuesday, April 8th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Join Crawford Broadcasting Company and top Denver employers at the National Western Complex at 4655 Humboldt Street in Denver from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. That's jobnewsdenver.com, jobnewsdenver.com.
This is the legendary KLZ, AM 560, KLZ HD Denver, and online streaming at 560thesource.com. Since 1922, KLZ Denver.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm John DeMaster.
I like to think of it like mowing the lawn. You want to cover every bit of the sea surface with sensors like sonar, images made with sound.
Some very high-tech equipment being brought in to look for possible plane parts from Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 in the Indian Ocean. The Malaysian defense minister saying a French satellite finding a possible plane debris field with 122 objects. They're calling it the most credible lead they have. Osama bin Laden's son-in-law now convicted in New York City of conspiring to kill Americans by serving as al-Qaeda spokesman after the September 11th terrorist attacks. The verdict returned this morning for Suleiman Abu Ghaith in federal court in Manhattan, just blocks from the World Trade Center site. He was captured in Jordan last year, brought to New York City for trial. He's the highest-ranking al-Qaeda figure to face trial on U.S. soil since the attacks and facing life in prison. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
In the year 1791, Americans were guaranteed individual freedoms and a limited government. Today, those freedoms are disappearing. The government listens to your phone calls and scans your emails. That's why we've created 1791 Email. When you sign up for an account, you can rest assured that we won't invade your inbox or scan your emails. And with your 1791 Email account, you'll be letting everyone know that you believe in individual freedom. Find out more about 1791 Email at 1791.com and start sharing the spirit of America today.
You love The Blaze. You watch it, you listen to it, you blog it, and you surf it. Now you can read it in print. Go to theblazemagazine.com and sign up today, and we'll give you an issue absolutely free. Get 10 issues filled with exclusive content delivered directly to your home. All you have to do is go to theblazemagazine.com on your computer, sign up, and we'll give you a free issue. This offer is limited, so go to theblazemagazine.com now.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 The Source.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. And Trojans, it's not just for protection anymore.
Those?
No,
Seriously,
the
is that what you're
University of
talking
Southern
about?
California. The University of Southern California, the Trojans.
What does protection have to do with it?
Well, you know, sometimes people get confused when you use that word because...
No, I didn't. I didn't
do.
until you said something.
saying.
No, we don't. We all use normal words in normal
USC
conversation.
Trojans is where you can find the new business trend.
You keep talking. Go ahead.
Comes in a vending machine.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just dig your little hole.
It's burritos.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Go
I
to
didn't
the
know what you were
univers-
talking about before.
Go to the University of Southern California for the education stay for Burrito Box. Yes?
I'm unfriending people over here.
Are you?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. People who attend school at USC now have access to a resource that no other college students in the United States have available to them. It's called a Burrito Box kiosk.
Is it really a burrito?
Really burritos. Fresh, hot burritos. It's a vending machine.
Fresh?
Yes.
Hot. From a vending machine.
Customers can choose from 5 different burritos. No, listen to me.
Liar, burrito on
it's
fire.
In the news.
Fresh.
We're talking about
out of a vending machine.
We're talking about the Trojans that you can get out of a vending machine. Burritos. And it's
I'm just going to excuse myself from this conversation because you're just looking to be sensational.
No, Tasty Treats are advertised as being made with hormone and antibiotic-free ingredients. Takes about a minute for the burritos to be heated and delivered to the customers. Burrito box.
Just because it's heated doesn't mean it's fresh.
They say it's fresh. The burritos are fresh, it says.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I would.
Burritos for about $3.
All right, so
Burrito box.
They're probably frozen. They're probably frozen.
Well, frozen doesn't necessarily equate to fresh. Maybe they're fresh and they're just not hot until they heat them up.
You should do that. Yeah, I could picture you buying a burrito from a vending machine.
I would never buy a Trojan from a
vending machine.
Vending machine.
Never?
No.
Not even in an emergency?
Heck no.
Last minute, you didn't plan ahead. You didn't think about that, and all of a sudden you need.
I get my burritos from Walgreens.
And there's the box right there in front of you.
Get my burritos from Walgreens. Why are you
so
fresh
fresh.
people?
Well, okay, so we just had a little conversation about life lessons and not being surrounded, not putting yourself around miserable people.
Right.
Right? And we get to choose who we hang out with. And
absolutely.
In the whole idea of we are who we associate with and making sure that we're hanging out with people that are uplifting and encouraging. I think that people that gripe on Facebook are not nice. And so I've got some gripers, and I think I'm just tired of watching their rants be justified.
Or attempted to be justified.
Well, and then the people that agree with them.
Oh.
And then if you don't agree and say, all right, your rant's a little misguided. Well, now I'm the rude one.
You're the wrong one.
Right, yeah. And so if that's the kind of attention you need.
Right.
In fact,
thank you.
No, thank you. So, yeah, I think it's a risky little game to unfriend people, I think, because they know that I unfriended them and they're going to be mad at me and then I'm the meanie. But I think I get to say what television shows I watch. I get to say what books I read, which magazines. And I also get to say who in my life gets to pour into me.
Absolutely.
And when you go on these really separating, divisive,
argumentative,
you're just not my people.
That's the truth.
And I've had a couple things these days where somebody will make just a comment to me flippant.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean anything. It's just they're just kind of commenting. They're just where they are. But it gets in my head and it just kind of marinates there for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I realize, okay, that person isn't nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I really want to hang out more with that person.
Yeah, that makes sense. Unfriend them. And, folks, we got to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, I'm going to tell you whether or not I'm still friends with Angel on Facebook. We'll be back after these messages.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Hi, this is Angel. And ladies, I want to let you in on my newest fashion secret. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella Studio since July, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara, and all of the compliments. Get yours today. Call Carabella Studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. Ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. Carabella Studios, 303-909-9585.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out at weisbarddental.com. WEISBARD dental.com.
I'm Dr. Lee Weisbard, and I can make you smile.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 1000-20432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Are you a business owner looking for maximum exposure? Open House with Styles' next mini trade show is Thursday, March 27th at the Denver Post Events venue downtown. Sign up today at openhousewithstyle.com, where the magic happens.
Dennis Miller here. Be sure to tune in for the Dennis Miller Show, where we talk politics, entertainment, and everything in between. Our guests are the best you'll hear on radio. It's radio you can trust, right here on the Dennis Miller Show.
Tonight at 10 p.m., it's the Dennis Miller Show, right here on KLZ 560, The Source.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
I'm sorry. So sorry. Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Do you find yourself saying, I'm sorry, making excuses? I mean, really, Eric, I asked you to do something. Did you take care of that yet?
No, not yet. I was busy.
You were busy?
Right.
Busy doing what?
Something else.
Something else.
Well, my
There's
phone
always
rang.
something.
My phone rang.
There's always something.
I had to do the laundry.
There's a squirrel everywhere in
Where's the
every
squirrel?
one of our lives. And I'll tell you what, when you think about some of the greatest people in our history and some of the successes that they've achieved, many of them failed, and some of them quite miserably, before they actually reached their goals. What did it take to keep them going? Well, we brought in the expert Dan Waldschmidt, the author of Edgy Conversations, How Ordinary People Achieve Outrageous Success. Dan, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you. Delighted to be with you.
Dan, very nice to have you here. You have a bunch of tips for jumping off the excuse train and becoming one of the few. I love this. Why do people always fall back on excuses?
Well, it's tough to be honest, right? I mean, some days you're not feeling well, and you're just not up to the game. And well, instead of just saying, hey, listen, today was a bad day, tomorrow we're going to hit it again really hard, we say things like, well, I gave 110%, or I did all I could do. And we kind of throw around these cheap phrases, and deep down we kind of don't work as hard as we could. We never reach our full potential, and then we wonder what's missing. A lot of it's just that brutal honesty.
Hold on for a second, Dan, because you said maybe you had a bad day, and at what point does an excuse transfer over into a reason?
Well, I think that's different for each person, right? Sometimes there is a legitimate excuse or reason, why something to get done. I mean, either way, whether it's a legitimate reason or whether it's an excuse, whatever you were aiming to do didn't get done. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, you and Angel are going to be cut from the same damn tree.
You know, Eric will say, you know, something happened. I'm like, yeah, what'd you do to avoid that something from getting in the way and taking care of that? And, you know, I hear these phrases too. You know, we had somebody say, I'm doing everything I can to market myself, and yet, you know, my business isn't growing. Really? Everything? You think you've exhausted every single idea?
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's right. I hear people saying, you know, I'm trying to get promoted. I'm giving 110%. And I go, really? Really? You're probably giving 10%, right? I mean, if you think about the amount of time in a day, amount of time you spend at the office, amount of time at the water cooler, coffee machine, lunch break, really? You gave 110%.
Oh, you know what?
Probably not.
You and Angel, you make me pull my hair out.
And yet, here's the thing. It seems like, Dan, like the busier people are, like those are the people that can make time to get these other things done. How is that the busier person has time to do more, and the person who hardly has anything to do can't seem to get the stuff done?
Stop looking at me that way.
This is coming to blows inside the studio.
No, it's a well-established trend here, Dan. So, but let's answer that question. How do busy people get more done than the folks?
They're focused. They're focused and they're moving. You know, half of getting things done in life isn't about skill. It's not about where you got your degree or if the fact that your last name might be Trump, right? It's not about skill. It's about will. And so that's what I wrote Edgy Conversations about, and that's really what we see looking at ordinary people who achieve outrageous successes. It's not that they have better skills, it's they have more will. And so busy people are moving, they're moving. So they've already willed themselves off the couch and out the front door. And that's half the battle.
Yeah, you know, and I agree with that. Now, Dan, you view past failures as strengths, and yet I would venture a guess to say that when you're talking about failures, better to have done something and failed than to have done nothing at all, right?
That's right, and it still hurts. So I'll also say that it's easy to write a book and say, hey, you know, failure is one step forward, you know, and that's all in our head. But our heart is still crying, you know, we're still sad that we failed and we flopped.
Every no is not next to get you closer to the next yes.
I know, it's easy to read in a sales book, right? No means you're closer to yes. Really? Sometimes it just means no. I mean, but what's important though to focus on is that ordinary people who achieve big things fail. They fail and move forward. We wrote about it in the book. You know, went bankrupt half a dozen times. How many of us have tried so hard, put all of our money and effort and time into something and failed, where you go bankrupt 5 times? What about William H. Macy, who went bankrupt 4 times before he figured out how to run a department store that now is still alive and thriving? And we lose $1,000 or lose an afternoon of time, and we're like, oh, woe is me, I did so much. Probably not. We probably need to get a little tougher.
You know, and I think that we do. We tend to give up way too soon, and we allow those failures to say, okay, I tried it, it didn't work, and, you know, I hate the phrase, try it. I'm going to try it and see what happens. Right. We put so much expectation on outward things that are going to create our success for us and not really willing to do the work. So what would you say, Dan, is that attitude, or what is it that we can grasp that keeps us going even when we're down? That whole idea of standing back up when we fall down. How do we do that?
Well, part of it is a focus not on what you're doing, but who you are. Too many times we do things because we think we should be doing them. Someone tells them, someone might even read my book and say, well, Dan said to do these things, so I'm going to do them. But the focus is really on who we are. I mean, what possessed Henry Ford to change manufacturing? Wasn't something that he did. It was who he was. It was being versus doing. And there's a reason, sounds kind of cheeky, but we're called human beings, not human doings. What we talk about, what we plan to do, what we strategize, all of our effort is around what we're doing. And good people do good things. Bad things happen to them. They fail. They make mistakes. They get back on their feet because what they're trying to do possesses every fiber of their being. It changes their whole perspective, their attitude, their outlook, what they do, what they feel, how they sound, what they talk about. It's all about changing the world, or changing that little thing that's in the back of their head that they have to get done. And whereas a doer says to you, well, I tried that one time. And,
right.
And so it's a whole different attitude shift.
The book is called Edgy Conversations. Dan Waldschmidt, where do we get a copy?
edgyconversations.com is a great place to start. You can download a few chapters if you want. It's everywhere, right? Barnes & Nobles and Amazons and every place where books are sold or thought about. Hopefully we're going to be there. So
I love that, Dan. Well, we love having you on our show. Great fit for our business professional audience.
Even me.
And even for Eric. Don't give up on those goals too soon. There's so much out there. There's so much potential. And Dan, don't you find that the worst thing that happens to us, those failures, most of the time just happens in our head, not really anything bad is happening to us?
That's right. Rejection starts in the head, and it feels like we're exploding on the inside. We'll never see another day, and it's so dark. And then the morning comes, you know, and you realize it's a whole new day, whole new opportunity.
Let's have you back sometime, Dan. What do you say?
Can't wait. Let's do it again.
All right. Thank you so much. EdgyConversations.com. The book, Edgy Conversations by Dan Waldschmidt. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. 303-414-2088. Call today.
It's time for you to take control of your money. If it's in a 401k, someone else is in charge. Getting a loan from yourself is not what you've always been taught, and it's not complicated. Pick up the phone and call Walt Wilson at Private Pension Design and ask him about the infinite banking concept at 303-550-2847. That's 303-550-2847. You can start learning more at privatepensiondesign.com. There are 10 videos and other tools to help you get out of debt without changing your cash flow or paying extra taxes. You've worked hard for the money you've saved. Learn how to keep more control of it at privatepensiondesign.com.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
I'm Jason Lewis, America's Mr. Right, and I hope you'll listen to my show weeknights at 7 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
They see your
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Before you make a move, you need to know the mortgage maven. Cheryl Braunschweiger with ALMC Mortgage is with us because all loans must close.
And they do. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Cheryl, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're just having a fantastic day in the studio. Looking forward to our Mortgage Maven tips. What do you got for us this week?
Good. Well, one of the things that, we always talk about is, are you ready to buy a house? And so part of being ready is having some down payment. And what we're finding is that some borrowers are not ready. However, there's a great program out there that you do not have to have a down payment. It's grant money. And I've talked about this before, but it's called the Denver Metro Mortgage. And you can buy a house on an FHA or a VA loan with no money down.
That's you've got to say that one more time.
Slower and with a husky voice.
Right, no money down.
That's huge. We talked a lot about, nobody's saving money. Nobody has, is really planning ahead for this. And that's quite a chunk of change to show up with at a closing table if you're going to put a significant amount of money down on a home. But no money down.
Yeah.
How do I qualify? I mean, if our listeners are thinking, can just anybody? I mean, is this like only one person who, some really big hoops they've got to jump through?
I know, isn't it awesome? So it's an FHA or a VA loan, so you have to be, able to qualify for that type of a loan. It is a grant through the city and county of Denver for some bond funds that were left over from when the stadium was built. And so it has to go back to housing. That was part of the bonding, the raising of the bonds in the first place. And so it is in a few different counties. It's not statewide. There are some pockets that are not included, but for the most part, if you can get an FHA or a VA loan, this is a great opportunity to get free money that you do not have to pay back, and it's up to 4% of the price. So if you're buying a $200,000 house, that's $8,000, and it's cash, free money that you do not have to pay back.
You don't even have to pay it back.
No, it's grant. You don't have to pay it back.
Contact information stat.
303-696-6933. 303-696-6933.
This is exciting.
Pretty cool.
And, I think that a lot of times when we think about the mortgage industry and all the things that you have to do to qualify and to be ready, I know that the down payment, that's one of those hindrances that it just precludes me from being able to buy a house and to live that American dream. But now there's an answer, and Cheryl has that answer. I love that.
Cheryl answers.
That's right, and you can call me anytime or find me on the website. I'm happy to chat with you and give you all the details.
The website is almcmortgage.com, ALMC Mortgage. ALMC stands for?
All loans must close.
And they do. Cheryl, we love talking to you. Thank you so much for bringing this great news.
Thank you.
It is great news. Don't you love being able to share great news, Cheryl?
Oh, I do. It's my favorite part of the day.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
All right. I want to go back to revisit an earlier converstion about burritos.
I was going to say, I think you got the thing out of your teeth.
I did.
Yeah.
That was a much earlier conversation, and I did not believe you, but I did have something in my teeth, and I thank you for being a true friend for sharing that with me.
True friend tells you when your fly is down, when you've got toilet paper stuck on your shoe, and you've got gunk in your teeth.
Right.
Thank you for telling me when I have gunk in my teeth.
Absolutely.
Don't be embarrassed, because now I would be mortified.
No.
To know that you've been staring at me knowing I had gunk in my teeth. Because don't you ever say something to somebody, like you find something, they're like, yeah, I noticed that like a half an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Fix it. Gross. Let's talk about burritos for a minute.
No.
I want to. Hold on for a second. I'm not going to go back to the story. I'm not going to go back to that story. I promise.
Yeah, because you can't reuse that.
I'm not going to go. I'm going to talk about burritos. I have a friend.
Don't we all?
Who has a phobia.
My friend has the phobia.
Stop. No, listen to me. I have a friend who has a phobia of burritos. He calls them baby food.
Burritos?
Right.
Baby food?
So some burritos, if you got ground beef in your burritos,
baby food? Like, how do you get there from here? Like
ground beef and refried beans, baby food. Okay.
Oh, right. What's it? Oh, the mixture inside is a little
sauce,
too
baby,
mushy.
Baby poop or something.
Poop?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Green chili?
If you got green chili and ground beef and refried beans, maybe I could see that. A little diaper action. But
Not baby food.
No, he calls it baby food going in, but it looks like baby food coming out.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm a little concerned about this, man, because here's a guy who loves steak and potatoes.
I betcha.
He
No.
loves vegetables.
Stop. I have something.
You do?
I betcha.
Yeah.
I know something about this person.
Oh, okay.
They probably,
Yeah.
do you ever find there are some people that they have their meal on their plate,
right,
and they really don't want the food touching each other?
You nailed it exactly. He won't let. He has separate plates for some of his food.
And is he one of those that you eat the whole steak and then you eat the potato and then, like, does he do that? There are people that do that.
No,
Like, they don't
that's
eat
a little OCD.
a little bit of everything on their plate at once. They finish the steak.
Right,
and
because
then
we don't want that stuff to touch.
And then we finish the potato, and then
What do
we.
you think happens in your stomach?
Well, no, that's
Just asking.
that's after the fact.
All right.
Like, that's
No,
irrelevant.
You're right. He doesn't want these things
He
to
doesn't want them to touch.
No, he does not.
But
want
you
these
don't know that if he.
No, I do know that he does not eat the way that you're talking about. That's a little OCD.
So burrito. I mean, a burrito, you put it all together in one.
So tell me this: what's the difference between just call it a steak burrito or a chicken burrito, right?
Well, one has steak.
Well, no.
The other has chicken.
Let me finish the sentence.
Oh.
What's between those things, and what's the difference between those things and like a steak sandwich? I mean, you're putting bread.
Does he eat sandwiches?
Tortilla. He does.
He'll eat a sandwich.
He'll eat a sandwich.
Okay, but all right. So in a sandwich.
Yeah.
Not like a panini that it's cooked and all melded together.
He'll even eat a warm sandwich. They call them hamburgers, and he eats those. He puts cheese on them. He puts condiments on them, but he won't eat a burrito. And a hamburger
Why are you
is in a burrito.
Me.
I don't know. I'm just asking because I don't understand it.
Have you had this conversation with this person, or is this just an observation?
This is a daily,
harboring
a weekly conversation. Every Saturday we have this conversation because I love me some burrito.
Why do you care?
Because friends care about other friends.
Well, I mean, are you cooking burritos and he's not eating your food and you're offended by that, or is this your meal that you're presenting him as a gift?
Somebody brought 3 burritos
Somebody brought some food.
Somebody brought 3 burritos last Saturday, and my friend said, no,
so he wouldn't eat the burrito. I would think you would be thrilled.
I was.
Because there's more burrito for you.
But I want to know, is my friend mentally ill?
You don't want to know that.
I do.
You seriously don't want to know. That is not at all what you're solving for.
It could be.
It is not at all what you're solving for.
What I am solving for is the person who brought the 3 burritos, please bring 4 next time. All right, we got to take a quick break, and then we're coming back to Business Talk on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C-Squared Computer Consulting. C-Squared is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C-Squared at 303-933-1113.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory. Online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Are you a business owner looking for maximum exposure? Open House with Styles' next mini trade show is Thursday, March 27th at the Denver Post Events venue downtown. Sign up today at openhousewithstyle.com, where the magic happens.
There's only one place on the dial for you to share your stories of great customer service, and that's Fan Braggin' Friday on the Experience Pros Radio Show. Every Friday, the phone lines are open for you to call and tell the world who's getting it right in business. Call 855-FAN-BRAG and change the way people treat people in business. You can post your stories every day on the Experience Pros Facebook page and call in on Fridays for Fan Braggin' Friday at 855-326-2724. 855-FAN-BRAG. Tell Eric and Angel, and then tell the world about Fan Braggin' Friday.
Laura Ingram, tomorrow morning at 8, here on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
You're not the boss of me.
I'm not?
Well, no, I mean...
Really?
Oh, okay. You are the boss of me.
I thought so.
Dang.
I thought so.
Why do you always do that?
Imagine, I think a lot of times we think of ourselves as the boss in our company, but are we really taking that to the next level and being the CEO of our own life? Well, we have, our guest is Linda Chervil. She's the author of Fool's Return. We're going to talk about being the boss of your own life. Linda, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Well, thank you for having me, and I love the intro.
well, thank you. Linda, it basically sums up everything you need to know about Eric and Angel. But let's start by talking about what is the CEO mindset that you speak of?
Well, what I mean by that, is actually having, I guess, the authority to unleash the personal power that we all harness within ourselves. And, it seems to me that as individuals, one of the things that we lack most, and which is actually the key to our success as human beings, is to, have the ability to overcome our fears, okay? Fear, as we know it, is an impediment, I guess, to bravery, if you will. So to the extent that we can control our fear, okay, which essentially can paralyze and kill your willpower to do great things or to do better, you also actually can learn, to master bravery, which is, as we know it, the ability, to move directly through fear and overcome it. Once you're able to do that, you should be able to increase your sense of personal power, which essentially allows you to take control of your life and, in essence, become the CEO of your own life.
Okay. I think that the understatement of the year is that fear is an impediment to bravery. I agree with that 100%. I think the fear is the polar opposite of bravery, and we don't want to be trapped in that. How can you help me take charge of those things that I can control in my life?
Well, one of the things that you can do as an individual is to, begin assessing your life. You do a self-assessment, right? And part of that requires you to be honest with yourself, recognizing what your strengths and weaknesses are. And once you determine that, you should be able to put a plan together, right? As we know, planning is very important, and it's an integral part of being able to sort of manage our own expectations. So once you have a plan set in place, you could, clearly be in a better position to set up some benchmarks that would actually help you determine what success, I guess, would look like, and that in itself, should be, I guess, one of the best ways, to answer your question, that you can, achieve, being able to, to control your life.
Linda, I think sometimes it's funny because at work, we know what the rules are, we know what our goal is, and we have these metrics and these systems in place. And so it's really easy, I think, in that environment to have that CEO mindset because the environment calls for it. But in our own personal life, when we step away from the office and there's things we want to achieve, financial goals or weight loss goals or, just some of our personal goals, those same rules aren't necessarily established and those same systems aren't set up, and it's almost like we forget, during the day, I'm the chief of staff, I get stuff done, I'm checking things off, I'm hitting my goals, and then I go home, and that whole hat just comes off, and it's like I can't do it at home. Do you find that just to be, is that common, or is that just me?
Well, I think that's pretty common for everyone, and for me personally, as I guess, become very cautious of the obstacles that you described, it's a matter of finding the right balance. If you're able to establish balancing the priorities in your professional life versus those in your personal life, you should be able to actually be able to use the same parameters, if you will, to achieve both sets of goals.
Well, I love it. Now, Linda, give us some contact information, if you will, please, for you, if our listeners want to get in touch with you and talk about the CEO mindset in their own personal lives.
Sure, certainly. I have a personal website, which is www.lendachervil.com, and Linda spelled LYNDACHERVIL.com. You may also find me on Twitter, Google+, and on LinkedIn for professional connections. And for, direct contact via email, you may reach me at foolsreturn@info@lendachervil.com.
foolsreturn.info@lendachervil.com. Linda, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Life Warrior Coaching is the future of fitness training. It's a health program built around happiness and play. Rather than try to lose weight, let the weight come off naturally through doing things you enjoy. Learn the science of happiness and how to apply it. Learn to play again like when you were a kid, before you were taught that life was serious and exercise was no fun. Try it out now for $29.99. Call today, 303-562-8798, or visit lifewarriorcoaching.com. And remember, be happy and play.
The Highlands Ranch Chamber is hosting Winnapalooza on Thursday, May 8th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the South Ridge Rec Center in Highlands Ranch. Come and network with some of the most vibrant business leaders in our community. Admission is $5 at the door, and prizes will be given away throughout the event. The grand prize is one lucky guest will win a trip to New York City, compliments of Highlands Ranch Travel. Contact the Chamber for questions about Winnapalooza by calling 303-791-3500. 303-791-3500.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame Art. It matters.
Testosterone therapy. We've all heard about the benefits, but which method is safe? Hi, this is Dr. Gary Donovitz. At BioT Medical, we've developed the most effective way to balance your hormones. And unlike synthetic shots, gels, and creams that come with many negative and dangerous side effects, bioidentical natural testosterone pellets are safe and beneficial to the heart, bones, brain, and prostate. Go to biotmedical.com. That's BIOTE medical.com. BioT, the right choice, the safe choice.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
You need more customers, and you need to keep the ones you already have. Lists That Save My Business is your answer to gaining and retaining clients without cold calling or chasing cold leads. Do business with people who like you and who already trust you. Lists That Save My Business is the book with easy-to-use checklists to bring more of the right customers into your sales process. Buy your copy of Lists That Save My Business from Amazon.com. These lists will save your business. Buy your copy of Lists That Save My Business today and grow your business the Experience Pros way.
This is Dave. The Experience Pros radio show is changing the way people treat people in business. Listen to Eric and Angel mornings at 10, right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. Very nice to have you along with us. Something's got you giggling.
No.
It's Cabo, baby.
We are going to Cabo. Got some messages this morning. A few more people have signed up to go with us, and it's turning out to be quite an exceptional group of people.
We want you to come with us. And yes, I'm talking to you.
We get people that say, is it okay? Can I go? Like, absolutely.
We're talking to you.
If you're hearing about it,
right,
then absolutely. We would love for you to join us. You go through Highlands Ranch Travel to book the trip. They've put together the package deal for the Dreams Resort in Cabo San Lucas, April 26th through 30.
And what a deal it is.
And you call them at 303-791-2311. Again, 303-791-2311. I was meeting with somebody yesterday, and they're like, yeah, but Angel, for that price, you know, I could go do this, or I could go do that. I'm like, yeah, but I won't be there.
That's right. I mean, you get to come out and hang out with Eric and Angel, and you get to meet Angel's husband. You get to meet all our friends, our listeners, and we're going to offer you Experience Pros University. It's an abbreviated version because we're not going to take up your entire vacation, right? But give us an hour in the morning for 3 days, and we're going to give you Experience Pros University. And I promise you this, you will get $2,400 worth of business tips that will absolutely revolutionize you. You're going to come back tan and ready to rock your business. We promise you that. And that's all included in the price. And what is Sunset Cruise around the tip of the Baja?
Airfare, your lodging at the Dreams Resort,
all
your
the food and
your
drinks.
Beverages, like everything is there.
Hello.
It's kind of like the Experience Pros radio show. When you become a member, we're not nickel and diming you. You're not getting little surprise, oh, by the way, that's an extra this and there's an extra that. It's all included.
One of our listeners just said, I want to go to Cabo.
I want you to come with us.
Come
with us. Call Highlands Ranch Travel and tell them you want to go to Cabo with Eric and Angel and some really exceptional people. We are going to come back on fire for business, tan, and super excited about spending some real quality time together.
Here's the details, all right? April 26th through 30, so you got about 5 weeks left. If you don't have a passport, you need one, but there's still time. Call Highlands Ranch Travel and ask them for Mr. Passport. I'm telling you, I went down yesterday, and I'm in like Flynn, okay? $1,285 for double occupancy per person, $1,285. That gets you 5 days, 4 nights, the sunset cruise, all the food, all the lodging, all the drink. Did I say all the drink and all the drink and all the drink? Right?
What kind of vacation are you going on?
It's my first one in 12 years.
Oh, that's right. He's going to live it up large.
I want you on the beach with me. I want you coming up to that what is that, poolside bar with me and hanging out with me. Let's party. Let's dance. Let's do something.
Oh, there's going to be dancing?
Why not?
Okay.
I'll dance. Well,
I'm in
that's
it.
not a selling point.
I'm in it. If there will be dancing, I am definitely loving to go there.
You say, well, I don't have a second to go with me. That's all right. It's only about $100 and a couple of bucks more.
And we've got plenty. We've got plenty of people to hang out with. We're going to have a great time, and we're going to be together. And there's enough space for all of us to either be together or not. So you won't be alone if you don't have a date.
Check with your CPA because it's quite literally tax deductible.
Why are you whispering?
Because it's a secret. You get to take a vacation and get a tax deduction for it.
Absolutely. We're going to broadcast a few times from the resort right here on the show. So if you can't come along, we'll make sure that our listeners get to follow along on all of our antics, and the guests that we will feature while we are broadcasting from Mexico will be the guests that come along with us.
Right. So, Cabo, come. That's your invitation. Yes, I'm talking to you. What's that phone number for Highlands Ranch Travel?
303.
Yeah.
791.
Right. Coming.
It's coming. 303-791.
And we're working on that.
Okay, sorry. Slow.
HRTVL.com. HRTVL.com.
303-791-2311.
Right.
791-2311, Highlands Ranch Travel. Or you can go in and visit them. They're located in Highlands Ranch at 541 West Highlands Ranch Parkway. Do you need a passport? They can take care of that too.
Absolutely. And there's still time, but you got to call them this week.
No excuses here, right? We've been talking today about being the CEO of your life, getting rid of the excuses.
You've got a business for a lifestyle, right?
Let's create that lifestyle, and let's do this together. This is the first time we've ever taken a trip with our listeners and done something like this, and it's turning out to be a super fun time. Even all just the events that are going on, and so I think we're going to have a fun little pre-party for those of us that are going.
A pre-party for the party?
I think a pre-party for the party. Party for the party.
Come on, it's the Experience Pros. You want to hang with us? Do it now. Call Highlands Ranch Travel. What's the number?
303-791-2311.
All right. Hey, did you know? I
know.
I don't know this. You might know this. Did you know that you can actually be productive when you're not working? I found an article that says you can.
Oh, no, pish posh. I throw shade. Angel, I'm not working, but I'm being productive.
Well,
nay.
Let's see.
Did you get it done? Did you get the list done? Because if not, then...
if you agree with the premise of this article.
All right.
How do you increase your productivity when you're not working?
Have somebody else do stuff.
No. Number one, get organized.
All right.
Oh, what happened there? Tussie.
Well, I'm thinking, duh.
Right?
Can I say that? It's not the 80s anymore.
Of course you're thinking, duh. But here's the thing. If you get organized, your organization, before you ever start your work, has already helped your work.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about this? Don't be afraid of a good brainstorm.
Okay.
Batten down the hatches and go brainstorm.
All right, so when you're not working.
Right.
And so... Are you organized?
Are you dreaming? No, we're not talking about me.
Oh, no, we're not talking about you.
No.
Dreaming, brainstorming, dreaming. Actually,
bouncing ideas off of one another.
I think Okay, so when you said I'm not working, but if I'm brainstorming...
You don't have to be brainstorming about work. You can be brainstorming about anything. You know, get somebody to bounce ideas off. You might do it over a couple of cervezas. That's Cabo for beers.
You know, we have our great display travel case when we go out and do live broadcasts and expos.
Right.
And the case, the table that makes up our radio station, our mobile station, was actually created while brainstorming at a restaurant over cocktails.
There you have it. How about this? Watch a video. You can actually become more productive even when you're not working by watching a video.
Not those videos. Eric. Those don't count.
Well.
Those don't count.
Okay. How about one of those TED Talks?
Those count.
Right? And you know, we're not talking about YouTube cat videos and
laughing babies.
Or the other ones that you're talking about.
Although I love those.
Yeah, we're not
I
talking
love
about
those laughing babies.
Right.
And even the little puppy ones are kind of cute too.
You want to be more productive? How about networking? Find somebody who's brings value into your life, and you don't have to go to a networking event for that. You just call them over and say, hey, let's have some cervezas, which, by the way, is Cabo for free, all drinks included beer. Just saying.
I think we'll be brainstorming there.
I will.
I think we'll be connected.
I'm going to be watching, watching videos, but I am going to be touching base with somebody.
Strengthening our relationships with the community.
Right.
You know, I think about when you refer somebody, when you know something about them, you're not just saying, hey, here's an accountant I know.
Right.
But not only is this an accountant I know, this is what he's involved with in the community, and this is who he is and what he does and what he likes, and you know something about them.
That Barside Pool is a community, and I'll certainly be strengthening my relationships down there. And then finally, read. Read.
Yes.
Read.
Yes. Yes.
See? You agreed with the article. You took issue with it before you knew what it was.
Well, I didn't take actually issue with the article. I took issue with that you were going to use that as a angel.
See,
no, I'm not working. No, I'm not getting the stuff done that you asked me to do, but I am being productive.
No. The wisdom comes in knowing when not to talk about yourself. And so I'm not talking about myself here. I am
Wisdom comes in knowing when not to talk about yourself.
Right. And more people should employ that wisdom, don't you think?
Yes, I think you should.
Absolutely, more people should not talk about themselves. So that way we can talk about things like being productive without it actually being a reference to
Eric.
Me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I can be, even though I'm saying stuff that is very specific and it would sound like it's exactly what you need to hear, Eric, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What is it?
But if you feel the need to take it to heart and to make any changes, that's okay.
You know, we could probably brainstorm over this over a couple of cervezas, which, by the way, is Cabo for beer, and you get it all included.
So we actually have quite a few people planning to come with us.
Right.
And
I wonder if Karen Corona is going with us. No? I hope so.
It's very female centric.
It is pretty heavy. I need some male support here, guys. I need a wingman. All right. So if I've talked to you,
I'm not your wingman.
You are my wingman.
That wouldn't be me.
You are the wind beneath my wings. You are my co-hostess with the mostest. But guys, let's go to Cabo.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You're not ready.
I mean, I'm not ready. I've packed. I've got a couple swimsuits. I got my cowboy hat.
A couple. Wow.
I got my flip-flops.
How many swimsuits
and my
do you
sunscreen.
need?
How dare you?
Oh.
How dare you ask me how many
Apparently, I
swimsuits
crossed the
do
line.
I need? What kind of question is that?
Didn't reach into your purse.
Why do you care how many swimsuits I take on my vacation? What are you taking? One?
Getting a beat down here.
One?
Actually.
You're going to wear the exact same thing over and over again, and just because you stick it in a chlorine pool, that's washed?
I swim in the ocean, commando.
Not here, you ain't.
No, in Cabo.
Not there, no way. No, nay. There will be no commando. No, nay. It's not that kind of beach, is it? Please tell me it's not that kind of beach. Please tell me it's not that kind of beach that I am taking Eric on his first vacation. You got to work out a little bit more, buddy.
Listener Kimberly just writes in and she says, "Puedo tener una cerveza más, por favor." She'd like me to hand her one more beer. By the way, cerveza.
Oh, say that again.
Puedo tener una cerveza más, por favor.
¿Puedo tener una cerveza más,
sí.
por favor?
Mm-hmm. And
¿Puedo tener una cerveza más, por favor?
My answer to you is, por favor, no escupe en los peces. Gracias. Okay, we have to go. But guess what? We're going to Cabo. And tomorrow, printing done quickly in Highlands Ranch.
In Highlands Ranch, and then open house with style from 4 to 7.
55 Springer Drive tomorrow, 10 to noon. See you there. Don't be square.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
This is the Colorado Conservative, KLZ 560.
Great news for you if you're looking for a job or a new career. Plan on attending the Job News Career Fair coming up on Tuesday, April 8th at the National Western Complex between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Reps from top Denver employers will be there hiring for hundreds of positions. They'll have special transportation and a healthcare pavilion, too, at the career fair. Pre-registration is at jobnewsdenver.com. That's jobnewsdenver.com. You can avoid the long lines by printing out your registration form ahead of time